Howdy guys, I'm back with more of The Witcher 2. Today I'm going to continue the epilogue by talking to Letho. I'm so excited but so nervous. Here we go. Oh, is that the diamond? Oh, it is.
Took you a while?
Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank.
Prank.
I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
Oh, it was.
Good. Had she lived, she would have suffered more intensely and much longer. She helped me quite a bit. Through naivety and pride. I would not have gotten far without her.
So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first...
A battle?
Vodka.
Ooh, better. Not me. Let me have it. Oh my gosh. So... I guess even though I was being kind of cruel by watching Sheila, it seems in some twisted way that was the more humane way of dealing with her. I mean, she was ripped apart in an instant, whereas, you know, as Letho says, if they had their hands on her, they would have done who knows what for how long, you know, burned at the stake like Sabrina or something like that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here at the end. All right, vodka, let me have at it. Why not, for old time's sake, right?
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships.
Exactly. There we go. All right, Geralt, go easy on that. Oh, man.
Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
What? Ooh, memory time?
The winter solstice 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every Witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our Witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader.
Oh.
We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
What? So the Wild Hunt are... Also, the...
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I just wanted to clear my name, to be honest. Let's finish this. I chased you for many reasons. Well, I mean, really what sparked this whole thing is he decided to do Foltest while I was standing there. I mean, you do what all king-slaying political mumbo-jumbo you want, but just leave me out of it, you know? Well, I guess I chased you for many reasons, though.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Exactly.
Let's say I do.
Okay, Yennefer, tell me what happened to her. The Riders of the Hunt, you know who they are? They sound like they must be elves not of this world, because like Geralt was saying, they weren't the same kind of elves that hadn't endured what, humans had done to them. Why did you become an Imperial spy? Why did you wait for me? What was it all about? What was the aim? I guess, I keep hearing about Yennefer, and I really want to know what happened to her, and why I haven't seen her in any of the games, other than, little animation. I'm wondering how she sounds of the utmost importance, yet I have no idea what she really looks like. But, I want to know. I've got to know, what was this all about? Why? But, I don't know, this is like the bottom of the dialogue. I'm like, this isn't going to, like, end the dialogue. It won't. But why? What was the point? But I've got to know about this Yennefer. I want to know what happened with Yennefer. I mean, apparently I traded my soul for her.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days, delirious, in agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us.
Ooh.
After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Serret, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful, no violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the northern kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. And that's where my knowledge ends.
Oh, wow.
So she's in the Empire?
She was when I left.
So she's around. Oh my, but no word from her, from anyone, because he's been out slaying kings. Oh my gosh. That's nuts. Okay, so she was in the Empire, and he got captured, so yeah, why did you become, he slayed all the the Emperor must have offered him something absolutely amazing then, right? I don't know, why did you become an Imperial spy?
How did a Witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt, and he's no ordinary human.
What?
The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Serret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Oh man. I mean, I mean, so it all seems so nice and noble, but still, even though it was a promise to, rebuild the school, you killed people. And you invalidated the school by going against the teachings by taking, hits on people. So your whole Witcher school's gonna go up in flames just because the person that's really trying to get it rebuilt isn't adhering to the values that it's built upon. And so even if they do rebuild the School of the Viper, it's like, well, now all you are is an imperial puppet, and you're taking out people. You're no Witcher. You're just an assassin for hire mutant. You're no Witcher. So what was it all about? Why? What was the aim?
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the North. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come.
True.
The North resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
I mean, I kind of had a feeling it was kind of going in that direction. It's not so much that they were planned executions, but it was more almost to watch the world burn kind of thing. It's just to make the world weak, which it did, Temeria ripped apart into different little baronies. I mean, you go and call on the baron of another land to help you with your little barony, and they'll be, you're not my friend, I'm not gonna help, nope. And so they all fall one at a time to a united Nilfgaard. And so these barons and their baronies fighting over each other. Anais, a bastard and a girl at that, trying to lay claim to Temeria, which it's such a weak claim, being a female, being young, being a bastard. Oh my gosh, he's so right though. Fertile land indeed. The northern kingdoms are they're all screwed up. Alright, I'm still curious about the assassinations, and I need to know the whole picture. What exactly, why does Nilfgaard want to do this? Oh, that brings me back to here. Okay, well, I guess I'll circle back to that, because I'm going to click on these other ones. So, why did you wait for me? Or, well, I feel like I could maybe answer that one. I feel like Letho kind of feels like he might owe me some maybe past loyalty as a fellow Witcher. I don't know, or maybe he's going to try to get me to see it from his point of view. Let me ask him about this, I guess. The Riders of the Hunt. Who are they?
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every Witcher who wears the Viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Oh my goodness.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
What?
No market square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
What?
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world.
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What do they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern.
Okay, so those are the bits and pieces I've kind of got while playing this. I'm glad that Geralt laid it all out there for just in case I didn't quite get it there. So the Wild Hunt, it's not so much that they're a cavalcade of wraiths. They're like spiritual projections, kind of like maybe avatars, I suppose, of these elven people that are from another world. Oh my gosh. Space travel in my Witcher game? No, it's not quite space travel, but more like interplanetary travel. Didn't see that coming when I first started playing this game, not gonna lie. I'm, okay, swords, magic, okay, I'm behind all this. Dragons, okay, big monsters, alright. But now you got interplanetary travel. No, I love it. I love how it works in this game. That's like, as far as interplanetary travel go, I guess it's not interplanet. Is it extraplanetary travel? I don't know. They're traveling between worlds. Let's keep it simple for my simple mind. That's a really cool explanation for traveling between worlds, or spheres, I guess, as they're called, spheres. And some of you have explained this conjunction, and I've read little bits of it throughout the game, and now I guess here it is laid out in stone. There was a conjunction event that brought everything together, and it seems like super powerful mages can even open portals between the worlds, and I'm guessing elves have more of an affinity for magic, and that's why they're able to do it, and not, they're able to come over here, but we can't really go over there. I don't know, this is nuts. I love this. I can't wait to play the third game and just figure out what this Wild Hunt is and where we're going with it, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get to it in the second one at this rate. Alright, so I guess why'd you wait for me, brother?
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore.
Fair enough.
Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
Oh gosh, I feel like that's also the way, this game's way of sort of breaking the fourth wall. By the way, this is the end of the game. Given apparently that Geralt has a history with this guy, I mean, I don't, just kind of like Sheila, I don't really feel like he's an enemy. He's just doing what he wants to do. It's maybe misguided, and he might have kind of ruined the world, but that's him, that's his choice. Why am I getting dragged along in it? I don't like my name being dragged through the mud. My first, second, and third goal has always been to clear my name. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this dialogue choice here.
Can you tell me what it was all about?
I'm gonna click through here.
You know what's incredible?
Right,
no matter the North.
Yep. Alright, so now I'm going to go about this. I clicked that, now I'm going to go to click this. I'm still curious about the assassinations. Oh, there's a whole other mess over here. Oh, this is wonderful. I love this game. Alright, how did you find Sheila? How do you learn about the Lodge? How did you kill Demavend? How did you know Foltest would get to the Solar? You wanted to take over Yorvith unit. What was the idea? Sheila came to Flotsam looking for you. You failed to slay Henselt and Yennefer in the Wild Hunt. Alright, I might as well... Okay, so this was the very beginning of the game, the cutscene. How did you kill Demavend?
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk, but it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers, and we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Scoia'tael, another of Sheila's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltests and Henselt's assassinations.
Okay. So... Alright, so how did you... I guess I'll start from the top. How did you find Sheila? Because Sheila thought she was playing him, but in the end, he played her, and that's where it gets crazy, because she seemed to only want to kill... She didn't want to kill Foltest, I guess, because that's when Letho started just doing what he... It's so dang complicated. I love it, but it's crazy. So I'll start from here. How did you... Well, I'm not really starting, but how did you find Sheila?
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean, I can't change how I look. I stayed close to Sheila, killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together, could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheila asked me to slay Demavend. The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe my luck. Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheila, and now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
Oh my god, I love this. It's so funny. Like, Sheila really thought she was playing him. And it's crazy seeing, just kind of being an outsider. Because, usually in video games, you're the person that's caught up, in the entry or in whatever goofiness you want to call this. But it's cool that I'm an outsider and getting to watch Sheila get played by Letho. And, Letho is, if nothing, he's very, very, very intelligent. Every move, very calculated. And... and being like a big muscle head, I guess no one took him seriously or thought he was intelligent. And, he definitely plays the part. The way he talks, he's kind of slow, the way he talks. He's got a little bit of an accent when he talks. So you can definitely just go ahead and think he's just kind of simple or anything. And he loves that. He wants you to think he's simple. I respect this guy. I really do. So then how'd you learn about the Lodge?
Where'd you get your information about the Lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatir de Rideau, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
Oh.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claim she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the lodge. Only Emir, Vatir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
Oh, man. So is she going through like exactly what Geralt's going through in terms of memories? Is there a way that Geralt's memories could? Well, I guess so. There's been a lot of different events that sparked his memories, so. And even with Death Mold, we used like a necromancy to go back and Sarid, I think? Was it Sarid or Oggs? I don't remember. One of the Assassin's heads, so. Yeah, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. It seems within the realm of possibilities. So I hope Yennefer's recovering her memories then, wherever she is. Okay, so yeah, how did you know Foltest would get into the Solar? You were there dressed as a monk.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's Solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The King of Temeria would have to deal with the Lavalette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle's under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable. So one of Arian's patrols out in the forests happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a helpless monk. Arian's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orange to stay silent.
Nice.
Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later. Only the dead can keep a secret.
Well, not so nice.
Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed.
Yep.
To recognize an old friend.
Oh man, that's insane. Like this guy's been, so he's been like 3 steps ahead the whole time pretending to be a monk. It was, none of it was an accident. It was all so meticulously planned. You know, even though he made me look bad and he's crazy and he's completely misguided, I gotta respect him though. When it comes to scheming, you know, I thought these sorceresses could scheme, but ain't no one scheme like Letho schemes. He is a top tier schemer and I'm gonna have to give it to him for that, but it's, you know, he's still doing it because he thinks he's going to rebuild the School of the Viper, and it's just so misguided. I almost feel bad for him because he's clearly intelligent and clearly ambitious and clearly driven, and he's a very talented, very smart guy, but just misguided as hell. Like, damn, if only we could put your powers to good. Okay, so you wanted to take over Yorvith's unit. What was the idea?
When did you decide to get rid of Yorvith?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorveth, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran.
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorvith. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
Nuh-uh.
No, I remember.
I was doing fine. That is some BS if I ever heard it. I got cheated out of my kill there. Come on, man. Jeez, I'm really, like, I know I keep saying it, but I really see why this game warrants a second playthrough. This whole, like, everything with Yorvith, it's just hearing it, like, 3 or 4 degrees removed. I'm like, what the heck actually went down over on Yorvith's side of the map, man? It's nuts. Alright, so way back at the beginning, Sheila came to Flotsam looking for ya.
So Sheila was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind, or that Yorveth was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem.
It's
You.
always me.
I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
Yeah, he seems to like to repeat that a lot, doesn't he? Oh, so you failed to slay Henselt, by the way.
Shame you didn't take a shot at Henselt yourself. History might have taken a different turn.
Maybe I would have killed him. Maybe you would have killed me. Who knows? But Henselt's death, although desirable, wasn't necessary anymore.
Ooh.
The plan could go forward without it.
Oh, yeah.
Besides, somebody else got him.
You know who?
Come on. We both know.
Oh, he's got me there. Okay, so, well, Henselt was, like, basically going to work with Nilfgaard, if I understood what was going on correctly, so, yeah, basically, Henselt was just a jerk, and I made sure Roche got him because I didn't like him. Oh, man. Well, so there it all is, basically. So, back to Yennefer and the Wild Hunt. Okay, nope, that was it, I guess. Yennefer and the Wild... I guess there's nothing else to talk about. It's all been laid on the table. Like he said, we've all got all of our cards on the table. It's all been talked about. So, let's finish it then.
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Wanna fight?
No, I don't.
Any vodka left in that bottle?
Yeah, I want a drink.
A swig apiece. Here.
Do we have to fight? I mean, I guess it would be kind of a lame epilogue without a boss fight, wouldn't it? I should have maybe drank some potions beforehand. Can I go drink some potions, buddy? Do you mind? Can I go sit over here for a second? If we're gonna have to fight. I'm not ready for this.
The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Oh, shoot. I actually get to pick. I thought I would oh my gosh, give it your best shot, go. Somewhere far away. Oh my gosh, what kind of game is this? I can actually pick whether or not I want to fight the super last boss. Well, I guess at the end of Witcher 1, I did have a choice in fighting. Oh, I just had an epiphany, I think. Oh my goodness, the first game, the Wraith, that Wild Hunt, I let them take Alvin, and that wasn't a Wraith that took Alvin. That had to have been an elf. Alvin. I mean, the commander of the Order of the Rose, which seemed like it was grown-up Alvin. Everything points to that guy being grown-up Alvin anyway. But so the Wild Hunt took grown-up Alvin maybe back with them to Elfland? That just dawned on me, like, just this second. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Kind of a weird time to have an epiphany. See, I don't think enough. I don't use my brain. Okay, so back to Witcher 2. Okay, give it your best shot. Go somewhere far away. Well, shoot, what do I pick? I mean, I feel like this is the only way to clear my name is by fighting him. The whole point in this game is to chase after this guy to clear my name, that I'm no king killer. But you know, given what I did with the Little Sisters quest, I cut down a completely innocent man. Given what happened with Henselt didn't have to die. I may as well have killed him myself because I told Roche to have at it. I let my emotions get the best of me, so the way that I see it, I'm honestly not much better than Letho. I've done a lot of really crummy stuff. I mean, I feel like my choices haven't been quite as world-shattering as his, and you know, Geralt does make a good point with if the North starts or if the North gets invaded, I think Radovid will probably, you know, kind of almost be, you know, an ally of the mess that Temeria is in, because you gotta remember, Radovid is married to Ada, who is also Foltest's daughter, so there's going to be some kind of... I feel like Radovid, it wouldn't be... I feel like Radovid would probably come to Temeria's aid, and I don't really know what's going on with Cadwyn, to be perfectly honest, at this point, and I don't know if Deathmold... I don't think Deathmold's... I'm not sure what's going on with Deathmold. And I don't know what to do here. I mean, I feel like clearing my name at this point almost means nothing because of what just happened here in Loch Muin. And, you know, I almost kind of agree with Letho. It's like there's nothing here left for us. I mean, I think, you know, Geralt has no more business left in the north. If Yennefer is in Nilfgaard, then it sounds like I'm going to be heading to Nilfgaard in the third game. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel like the point is to go after Yennefer and find out more about this wild hunt thing. I feel like as a Witcher, I have no business in this realm of political mumbo-jumbo, and Letho let me walk away. Letho doesn't view me as an enemy. Frankly, I don't view him as an enemy either. I just really wish he decided not to do Foltest in while I was standing right there. It's like, if you're gonna do that business, keep me out of it. I don't know. All I can think of every single time I imagine Foltest, I remember the beginning of the game, that disappointed look he gives you right at the beginning of the game. It kills me. I really want to clear my name, but you're not my enemy. Go.
I've learned all I wanted to know. I can feel the memories coming back. Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that. No threats. No words of wisdom.
Are you going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
Did I make the right choice here? I don't think I did. I mean, look at us. Everything's on fire. Doesn't matter at this point. School of the Viper. Enjoy your new school, I guess. Alright, Triss. You want to go to Nilfgaard with me? Because I think that's where I'm going. I'm not actually sure where we're going now. Really, what now? What? I guess Roche is long gone. He's gonna go make sure Anais has a safe place. A ladybug. Is Geralt going to... Aww. He cares about life so much. What? That's very interesting. Very weird contrast to everything else that's happening. A ladybug that kind of propagates life by pollinating or whatever amidst this ruin and all of the death. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be poetic. I'm too simple for that kind of stuff. So Geralt and Triss walking out of Loch Muin, not skipping, just walking.
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. In Flotsam, he slew Bernard Laredo, but few mourned for the Commandant. Flotsam remained Temerian, while command of the garrison and town went to a Vizima noble, a sworn enemy of Kedwin and an avid angler. To this day, folk gather round bonfires in Lobendon to hear of the Witcher's deeds.
Nice.
The Witcher witnessed a great Kedweni victory in Edirn.
Oh.
At Vergen, Henselt's army crushed Saskia the Dragonslayer's motley force, ending the springtime of races.
My bad.
Soldiers of the Unicorn swarmed over the Pontar Valley. As it had before, powerful Kedwen swallowed Upper Eddern whole.
Oh.
Yet subsequent events would render Henselt's triumph short-lived. After Foltest's death, Temeria's neighbors began to vie for the glittering prize that was the realm's throne. Yet the murders of first Demavend, then Henselt, forced them to look to their own problems. Temeria fell prey to its power-hungry barons.
Oh. Poor Roche has nowhere.
But Vernon Roche held a light of hope for the dying realm, and he tucked it away in a place safe and still to await better times. Years before, Geralt of Rivia had witnessed the fall of the Council and Conclave of Mages. The summit in Loch Muin re-established both bodies, their founders sacrificing Sheila de Tanzerville and her accomplices.
Oh.
Yet Radovid also required humility and loyalty from the proud mages, but this did not sit well with all of them. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the day seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
Oh my gosh, so that's... Oh my gosh, view the credits to see the game ending. Okay, so I usually wait for the credits afterward. My gosh, this one, it seemed a lot shorter than the first game, but I suppose there's a whole other route, so there's not, or so there is really a lot more game. Oh my gosh, that's it. So it ends with Geralt walking away with Triss, and I guess after the credits we're going to see where Geralt's going to end up for the third one. So basically I need to figure out how I'm going to proceed. Now, I've been telling a lot of people I fully planned on doing Yorvith's route upon finishing Roche's, which I just did. And now I'm kind of having a change of thought here, or a change of heart here. Oh, there's a Roche with, the artwork on this part kind of looks like Darkest Dungeon a little bit. Well, anyway, so what I'm thinking is, now that I finished Roche's route, I'm kind of thinking that instead of doing Yorvith's, I'm thinking I should just go ahead and jump into The Witcher 3, and I'm thinking this for a few reasons. So I haven't read the books yet. I've only read or listened to the first chapter of the first book or something, which is just dealing with Ada being the Striga, so nothing I don't already know. So going into Witcher 3, I'm only going to get one first playthrough. You only get to play through a game once for the first time. So I'm kind of thinking I should just jump into Witcher 3 without having read the books and having only done Roche's route. That way I'm going into the game with only the knowledge that I have from Geralt in the first Witcher game and the second Witcher game. I feel like doing Yorvith's route and reading the books would maybe influence me too much, and I would probably make choices that maybe my Geralt wouldn't necessarily make. Now, I'm obviously not sure what Witcher 3 is going to have. I've been told that by Witcher 3, Geralt has all of his memories back, so I'm not really sure if I should read the books. I've been told I should read the books before I do the third game. I've been told I shouldn't read the books. I've been told both ways, so I'm kind of trying to do a consensus from everybody to kind of get a good idea of what would be the best way to enjoy the third game. And I do want to read the books. I love book reading, and especially given what a great story the video game's been, I'm sure the books are wonderful as well. But like I said, I'm afraid of book knowledge influencing my very first playthrough of Witcher 3. Now, the only problem with going right into Witcher 3 is that it's my understanding that it is a very long game, so I feel like it would take me a very, very long time to get back to Witcher 2 and do Yorvith's route. And given the rate of how I play these games, it'll probably take me almost a year, and I'm probably not joking because Witcher 3 seems to be very long. And I also want to maybe take Witcher 3 a little bit slower. I feel like I rushed through the end of Witcher 1, and I'm pretty sure I rushed through the end of this game. I got so excited following the main story, I just ignored a lot of exploration. I'm just like, I want to see what happens. And I don't want to make the same mistake with the third game. I want to take it really slowly and really enjoy the world that's been created. So many people say that Witcher 3 is their favorite RPG, and I really want to make sure that I play it in the way that's going to really be enjoyable. And I don't know if Witcher 3 is going to be like Witcher 2 in terms of it having an alternate route, because I could always play an alternate route of that too, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm saying I'm not really sure how I want to proceed from here. Because I still have my my save at a crossroads, so I wouldn't need to play through the prologue or the first bit of chapter 1 again. I would just reload the at a crossroads save and proceed with Yorvith's route from there. But like I said, I'm hesitant to do that because I don't want, because that would be alternate universe Geralt. I really want to continue with Witcher 3. Oh, here we go. We would like to extend a hearty thank you to our wives, husbands, significant others, and children, large and small, and brief, to all our loved ones for the patience they showed and the support they provided throughout the time we worked on Witcher 2. This game is likewise your achievement. Oh, that's very sweet. Game developers, at the end of when they're getting ready to push the game out, when they've already set the launch date and stuff, some of these developers, they'll be working, 20 hours a day. They sleep in their offices or whatever. So, the developers, they work very, very hard on these, games. And I think CD Projekt Red is definitely exceptional because no other RPG is even close to Witcher in terms of music, gameplay, storytelling, everything. No, I can't think of an RPG that even gets close. Some of these side characters have more personality, they're more interesting, there's more story in the side quests than most games' main story, right? So these hats off to this CD Projekt Red for sure. I definitely want to play all of the games by this. I'm definitely a fan for life after playing these, but yeah, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on how I should proceed with Witcher, or into Witcher 2 or Witcher 3, whichever way, because like I said, I'm gonna try to do a bit of a consensus. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I'm waiting through the credits anyway, so whatever. So, like I said, though, my thought is to just go ahead and jump into Witcher 3. I gotta wait for it to go on sale. I never buy any game full price unless it's brand spanking new. But I'm gonna wait for Witcher 3 to go on sale, and then I'm gonna pick that one up. And if everyone's really, really saying I should do the Yorvith route immediately, then, maybe I will. But like I said, I'm really leaning more toward going into Witcher 3 immediately because I don't want any outside information to influence how I proceed through that game. Now, I mean, maybe the events in Witcher 2 are going to be largely unrelated to the events in Witcher 3, but I kind of doubt it because everything feels like it's been slowly tying itself together. Like right here at the end of Witcher 2, I just had a realization about the first game, right? Learning that the Wild Hunt aren't wraiths, but instead projections, kind of like avatars maybe, of elves, and they took adult Alvin. I didn't fight them, and at the end of the first game, which definitely think was a good choice. I'm not sure if I would have been able to take that guy on. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to find out. So I'm thinking the third game. The third game is called like the Wild Hunt or whatever, I think. So there's going to be a lot of dealing with the Wild Hunt, and maybe a little bit of dealing with Yennefer. I'm really excited to meet her. I'm hoping I can meet her anyway. I'm assuming I can meet her if she's in Nilfgaard, like, not that long ago, according to Letho. I have no reason to believe that I'm not going to see her in the third game, and, well, that should be interesting if Triss is going to tag along. I'm not really sure if there's going to be, like, a weird sorceress love triangle thing going on there. And that's kind of another reason I don't quite want to read the books yet. I still don't know like everyone's past history with one another, so if there's going to be any interactions with each other, I think it'll be kind of fun to experience it as Geralt is still recovering amnesiac. But I've been told that Geralt has all of his memories back by The Witcher 3. I don't know if, that little bit there was the last of Geralt's memories, or if something's going to happen after the credits here. I'm not really sure. I have no problem doing the book reading. It'll probably take me a while to get started on Witcher 3 if it is highly recommended that I read the books. But I am good about reading the journal entries. I know I kind of rushed through a lot of parts of this game, but I do want to try to take Witcher 3 a lot slower when I do play it. Gosh, this one, though, this was wonderful. I never knew what to expect. Even in the first game, I never really knew what to expect. And, it was definitely expanded on in this game. And I could definitely feel how every single choice, I feel like even side quests sometimes influenced the main narrative. Now, maybe it didn't. You go through the first playthrough of a game, you don't really know what influences what, but it really felt like everything was really tied in together, and it really just did a good job of making the whole world feel interesting. Like, the most boring side quests in this game were the contract ones, and even those were very interesting and had interesting moments. Like, there really wasn't a dull moment in this game. There really wasn't. I can't think of a single time in this game where I was like, do I really have to do this, except for maybe the harpy thing. That was very stupid. But other than that, it's just non-stop excitement. You don't know, a dragon swooped down there at the end, and it turned out that dragon was Saskia herself. I don't know if Saskia the dragon is going to make an appearance in the third one. I feel like she's not. I feel like she's going to be licking her wounds there for a while. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the main story of the third game's going to be. I mean, the second game, or at the end of the first game, you saw the assassin coming after Foltest, so it's like, well, the second game's called Assassins of Kings, so I can see where this is going. Now, this one I've got to, I can see the actors down here. Are these the voice actors for all of the characters then? Are they all Polish then? Because those are all like Polish names, aren't they? I'm not sure. I better not make assumptions here. You know what happens when you make assumptions. Oh, it looks like... Oh, never mind. I thought Triss and Saskia had the same voice actors, but they have the same first name, different last names. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these names. I'll make a jackass out of myself. Like, look at Zywig's name. There's a Z and a B next to each other. Like, how do you actually pronounce that? Like, I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Those two consonants don't go together without a vowel between them. Sorry. I'm a simple English speaker. I don't know how to pronounce anything. Anna, I can pronounce that. But, yeah, so I'm not really sure what the third game's main plot's going to be. It is called Wild Hunt, so obviously I think we're going to figure out more about the world of elves and this wild hunt and maybe what the wild hunt wants. I mean, we've only got we only got the tiniest tastes of the wild hunt in this game. Like, we found out that they take people that are typically teenage yeared. They tend to take people that are under the age of 20 or so, I think it said. So, gosh, there sure are a lot of credits. I feel like I've seen this same animation about 50 times. A lot of people worked on this, I guess. So, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot to do with a wild hunt. There's got to be something to do with Yennefer. I'm trying to remember what some of the DLC was called, because I've seen it in the Steam store or whatever. I think one of the DLCs was like wine and something, so maybe there's some drinking DLC, I don't know. Oh gosh, I guess that's going to be is that going to be the first Witcher game with DLC? Not sure how worth it the DLC will be. I'm assuming if it's from CD Projekt Red, it's going to be worth every penny. In fact, I think I remember one of you guys saying that the DLC itself was almost like a whole actual game, and that's like, oh gosh, that's surprising. So I'll definitely try to get the most complete version of Witcher 3 that I can. Like I said, though, I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale. I never buy games for full price. You know, Steam always has like a summer sale, spring sale, winter sale. They have a sale for, you know, like every other month, so I'll probably be a while until I start Witcher 3, and like I said, I kind of want to take a consensus of what everyone feels like I should do as far as Yorvith's route and the book reading goes. Because I don't, you know, I do want to play through Yorvith's route, like I said, I do. Oh, okay, so these are the English actors of the Witcher 2. Okay, so Doug is the name of Geralt, or is the voice actor of Geralt. I can remember that. I can say some of these names. And David, I can say that. Laura, Mark, awesome. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely want to play through Yorvith's route. It's not that I don't. I just don't want information I shouldn't have influencing my choices in Witcher 3. And I don't know if that's actually going to be the case or not. So, like I said, I'm open to what everyone... like I said, I'll try to do a consensus. I'm not going to be able to make everyone happy. Some people don't want me to read, some people do. Some people want me to do Yorvith's route. Some people don't care. I mean, I think most of you just want me to do whatever I want. I don't think most people really care that much, but like I said before, I only get one first playthrough, and I want to try to do it as optimally as I can. You know, when I played through Mass Effect 1, like a little over a year ago, I didn't really have a whole lot of people watching my Mass Effect 1 series, so I didn't have, you know, such an awesome dedicated crew of people kind of, you know, nudging me along the right path. So in Mass Effect 1, I ended up like never talking to any of the side characters, and I think I missed out on a lot in that game just because of simple oversight. So that's why I'm, you know, talking about this so much. I just want to try to, you know, record the next game as right as I can. I feel like I've been talking about this for 20 minutes though. This is like the longest credits I've ever seen in my life. Like, I have to wait to see the ending though, so at least I can get all my thoughts out. Gosh, this game had no problem just wasting people like nobody's business. Like, I really thought that the Shillard fella, I was just absolutely convinced that he was going to be like a super important character, and he just got cut down like nobody's business. So it seems like the real big bad here is the Empire, and like Letho was saying right here at the end of the game, as Temeria basically succumbs to infighting and, lack of a clear ruler, the Nilfgaardians are crossing the Yaruga, and poor Roche, she lost everything. He can't even go to Radovid because he's considered a traitor now. I really feel bad for Roche. He gave up everything for the sake of his country. He really did. He really was a really stellar guy. I think he gave me a chance when he didn't have to. And that's why I picked Roche's route. And I definitely don't regret picking Roche's route. I definitely said, oh, I want to go see Yorva's route. But it's more that I want to see, I really just want to see what's going on over there. It's not that I regret picking Roche's route. In fact, quite the opposite. I feel like that was the best route for me to take for my first playthrough, because I feel like I was indebted to Roche for helping me break out of prison in the first place. So, but I still want to see what's going on with Yorva's side. I mean, I don't feel good about helping Henselt gain some land, and definitely didn't feel good seeing the blue stripes and Roche's men. Roche lost everything, man, and what happened with Vez. Oh, it was really just very sad, all of it. But gosh, it's gonna have. Oh, okay, we've got like Russian here now. I guess it's going through every single language. Maybe that's why these credits are taking so darned long. Well, I want to see I guess they're also making sure you have plenty of time to calm down before you see the actual ending here. Boy, gosh, I think this is probably the longest credits I've ever seen in the history of games. Like, is there like a record of like longest credits? Because I think this game is it. Oh no, just when I thought it was going somewhere, it loops back to this though. I feel like there wasn't really like a whole lot of combat, and like, I don't know, I feel it might have just been the way that I played this game. It seemed like there was like a lot of crafting and a lot of cool combat stuff, but actually like very few like things to have combat with. Now that might have been me. I straight up just walked through a lot of those contract quests, but I feel like I did a lot more fighting in the first game, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I liked the combat. It's not that I didn't. I just understand that I'm terrible at it. Not really my style of RPG combat. I still like turn-based combat. Like give me Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VI. That's still like my favorite way of doing combat in RPGs, but I understand, how ridiculous would that be in a Witcher game, random, cut to combat. No, that would be absurd. I mean, it's still my favorite kind of combat. I really kind of struggle with the like the faster combat. Even in like Bethesda RPGs, I always like playing like a sneaky archer or something that can just one-shot stuff, because it's like, the combat's cool, but I'm not really good at it. And that's kind of what was going on with Witcher 2. Like, when I recorded the tutorial and I just cut it out because it was just terrible. I'm just really not good at the combat in games like this. Not really sure if the combat will be much different in Witcher 3. I hope it actually kind of stays the same, even if I'm not very good at it. I did like it. It was definitely an improvement over Witcher 1. And like I said, I do want to spend more time going a bit slower. Maybe I'll do, if there's crafting, I assume there's going to be more crafting in Witcher 3. I'll spend more time on that. I'll most likely do Witcher 3 mod-free. I didn't use any mods for this one. I think I had to use something to fix something. I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure I didn't use any mods for this, or any gameplay mods anyway. And same thing for Witcher 3. I like my first playthrough to be mod free, though. If I were to use a mod with this one, I would definitely use the one with no weight, so that you have no weight or whatever. And just because I feel like the weight did make crafting kind of prohibitive, I ended up with like a ton of stuff in my stash that I never used. I just didn't try. I mean, you know, I'm sure if I bumped the difficulty up to normal, I would have probably needed to invest more time in crafting and getting better gear, but because I, you know, kept it on easy, which, you know, I really only care about the story. I love the story. It's very interesting, and it's very fun to get to pick my own choices, which, you know, I love visual novels for the same reason. I do like gameplay. I just, you know, I know I'm bad at it, so. Gosh, the music in this game was also just absolutely marvelous. Like, it's very good at creating an atmosphere without being annoying. I feel like a lot of music in games can get really obnoxious and repetitive, and this one, it's just in the background. It adds to the game without being obnoxious, and I really like that. It's not too in your face either. Like, I don't know if I would ever like listen to Witcher 2's soundtrack to actually listen to it. I'd probably listen to it in the background or something, but it's not bad. I'm not trying to say it's bad or anything. I like that it's not overbearing, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Oh gosh, oh wow, dialogue journal translation. So one person did all the translation? Is that typically how it works? I always imagined I guess when you're translating something, you've got a certain way of doing it. Maybe it is better that only one person did it. Explains why there's a couple of typos here and there. Well, I'm guessing the person translating wasn't the person implementing it into the game, but gosh, the journal was really well translated. I mean, I guess everyone had to translate it in their own language. I'm not really sure how well the translation is in every single language, but I'm assuming it's in Polish first and then it goes into English. And I thought the journal in English was very, you know, poetic when it needed to be. It was very entertaining to read. I liked reading the journal in this game. You know, even things like that. The journal was more interesting to read than most games are, than they are just interesting, right? You know, a lot of times journals in games will just be like, this happened, this happened, this happened. You know, they make it just, you know, easy to read, concise information. But I like the way that Witcher 2's journal was presented. You know, they make a story out of it. They make it interesting. I loved it. I'm really sorry. I don't know if there's a way to make these credits faster. I don't know if I was supposed to click through them or anything. Whenever I see the credits, I'm always afraid to touch anything because I really want to make sure I see the ending of it, but I didn't realize it was going to literally go through every single language. Like, are we seriously doing Korean now? Like, come on. I played it in English. I don't really care about these people. Okay, I mean, I guess they deserve to have their name on here too, but I really want to see the end of the credits. Now I'm running out of stuff to ramble about. I mean, yeah, I really don't have much else to ramble about. I guess I'm surprised about how much Witcher 2 was different than the first Witcher. I kind of thought it would be a bit more of a continuation on the whole, like, Salamandra kind of thing. I mean, even though there wasn't much left of the Salamandra, I kind of just thought that there would be more continuation with the Order of the Rose, but I guess we did see them here at the end. Alright, usually this is the end of the credits here. Let's see. Gosh, I guess these are all the different softwares they use, because I think Havoc right there is a physics engine, or it's something with physics, because I think Civilization uses Havoc as well. Gosh, game development's complicated. I guess they all have to use different programs and integrate it into their engine. I don't know. I would hate to do game development. It sounds way too complicated, too tedious. Alright, finally, here at the end, watching Roche doing Henselt a couple more times. Alright, here we go. The moment I've been waiting about 40 minutes for. I actually think the credits were that long. Okay, everyone's cheering. It's very dark. I can't see this very well. I'm sure by the time I'm done rendering it, this part will be completely black because you can just barely see a face here. There is like a picture, but it's very, very dark, and I have my brightness way. Oh, bunny rabbit. Here we go. Here's our ending. Cute little bunny. Hop, hop, hop. Where you going, bunny? Not really what I was expecting. Oh. Got a fella gathering some firewood, maybe? A little too quiet and peaceful, which means something bad's gonna happen. Ooh, he's deciding he wants that for dinner, maybe. Gonna have a bunny for dinner. Aww. Poor bunny. Well, I guess that's the cycle of life. Gotta eat. At least he hunted it himself, right? I don't know if I'd be carrying it around my waist like that, but you do you, man. This is a very nice looking area. I don't know if I'd want to walk across that bridge. Ooh, horses. Is this the... Oh, this must be the Yaruka. Is this... No, I can't tell what flag that is. No, is that... Oh, is that a Nilfgaard? Oh, yep, I see Nilfgaard emblems. Oh, that's Nilfgaard. They're gonna cut him down like the rabbit that he just killed. Oh, yeah, they've got their pike. Oh, nope, they just Oh, God. They just ran him down. Oh, damn. And he lost his rabbit. Aw, that poor rabbit died for no reason then. Could have just sat there, but... They didn't waste any time at all. Oh, there's someone with an axe in their back. These are innocent villagers. Why are they killing villagers? Oh, I guess this is the nature of war, isn't it? All the men with just a few crying women and children left behind. Oh my God. That's a lot of people. That was just the first few. Oh, snap. Nilfgaard swallowing everything. I thought... Oh my God, I thought that something would stop them. Oh, shoot. The world as we know it nears its end, yet the past remains the key to the future. What? The key to the past? What? What key to the past? No! That's not the end of the game? Oh my gosh! Are you serious? Wow! The key to the past? What is that? Well, what's in here? Okay, so I guess I can always rewatch, Oh, okay, so I can always rewatch all of these. I haven't clicked on any of this stuff. Cool. Shall I play again? No, I can. I do have the At a Crossroads save, so I can always, like I said, I can always reload it for the Yorvith path real easily. Alright guys, well, I guess I'm done with The Witcher 2. I loved it, and now Nilfgaard controls everything, and I feel like it's all my fault. Well, I feel like that was the, you know, the Letho started the flame. They were going to, I think they were going to be fanned in that direction no matter what I did, right? I don't know. I just don't know. Alright guys, well, I'm assuming I can import this save to Witcher 3. And that is assuming, I've already explained this like for 30 minutes, so let me know what you guys think I should do, and I'll try to do my best to make everyone happy. I love this game. I've got to play Witcher 3 like right now. It's going to be really hard for me to just, I know I said I was going to wait for a sale, but after seeing that end, A Key to the Past, I feel like we're gonna go delving into Geralt's past. So having read that last little bit there, I really don't think I should read the books, because there's probably a clue there for the, I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into it. I don't know. Anyways, I had an amazing time playing this game. I loved it. I really did. I'm gonna do Yorvith's route someday. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out. I can't wait to hear from you guys. I really do appreciate you guys for watching. It's been great, and I'll see you all in Witcher 3 or Yorvith's route, whichever way I end up going. Thank you again, you guys, for watching, and bye for now.